Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri, and this is DimitriTube. Welcome to the Love is Blind Episode 5 review. Now for those that are new to DimitriTube, please make sure to pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and click that notification bell. Now before I get started, I wanted to go over with you guys who are my favorites on the show thus far. My favorite guy on the show thus far is definitely Mark. Mark is a huge sweetheart. He has an adorable personality, and the fact that he gave Jessica a second chance after he messed up, he really took it to the next level for me. Now, my favorite girl on the show is definitely Lauren. If you're looking for someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, Lauren would be a great pick because Lauren just seems so down to earth and so cool. Lauren just seems like such a joy to be around every day. I will say though, LC was a close call. If LC was still on the show, she would probably be my favorite girl. Diamond and Carlton were my favorite couple so far. They were so cute, so playful with one another. They seemed like the most down-to-earth couple out of all of them, but they had a lot of issues and they couldn't work them out, so they both got sent home the last episode. I am really enjoying this journey with you all, and it makes me kind of sad because I think we're at the halfway point. We're almost there. There's 10 episodes and one reunion, so we're almost at the halfway point. I hope this episode they finally go back to the real world because that's what I'm most excited to see. Like, it's really easy to make your lives work in paradise, but in the real world, not so much. So let's dive right in.
Multiple times. This for me is way more than that. I don't want to do.
The first date we see is between Mark and Jessica. On the previous episode, all the couples got to meet face to face for the first time during like a cocktail hour. And to make it even messier, Netflix put plenty of alcohol in the situation. This was interesting because Jessica and Barnett got to meet face to face for the first time after their like kind of harsh breakup. Jessica clearly still had feelings about it, but now Mark and Jessica are back in the hotel room talking about it. So the first thing I noticed is that Jessica is plastered. Like, she is drunky drunk. The producers are clearly taking advantage of this situation. Jessica is clearly drunk and they're asking her, so how'd you feel about Amber and Barnett? What did it feel like seeing Amber and Barnett? Do you think Amber and Barnett are good together? It's reality TV, it's what they do. You're in the heat of the moment, you get in the confessional and you talk about it. It's just how the game goes. Jessica says that Amber and Barnett are mainly together because of the physical attraction. She says that Amber has bragged about how many times they've slept together. And then Jessica says the purpose here is to find a soul, not to just have a moment with someone then physically connect with someone. And this just shows kind of how salty she is because it's in complete contrast with Mark, who says, I'm happy for Amber and Barnett. I don't have any resentment towards Barnett. What was meant to be was meant to be. Mark, in comparison to Barnett and Jessica, like, it just seems like he's so much more mature than them. And he's definitely like 10 years younger than Jessica, and he's like 7 years younger than Barnett.
Excited. I hope they're happy. I hope they're doing whatever they're doing. Because
They're doing all the doing.
We're all...
Shade. Mark and Jessica are talking, and Jessica brings up Amber and Barnett. She brings up how the real world is different from the scenario they're in right now on Love is Blind, and Jessica just can't be in the moment. Like, I don't know why she's struggling so hard to be in the moment with Mark. Mark is really trying to connect with Jessica on a deeper level, and it sucks because it's really not working for him. Jessica, you were in a beautiful tropical paradise with Mark, who you connected with on an emotional level, and you keep worrying about the outside world and other couples. Just focus on you and your relationship right now. That's what Mark really needs and he really wants you to do. The next date we see is between Amber and Barnett. Currently, they're on this beautiful boat in the middle of the ocean and Amber's driving the boat.
I need you gotta keep looking where we're going.
It's the ocean. What am I gonna hit?
I think she's sipping champagne while they're driving the boat, and I'm like, isn't it illegal to drive boats while drinking? Like, isn't that a DUI? Right now, Amber and Barnett are just talking about like their lives back home and what it'll be like to mesh their actual lives with each other. It's cute. Barnett asks Amber what she thought about all the other couples and if they're gonna make it. Amber has a very optimistic attitude about it. She's like, yeah, all the other couples are gonna make it. But she also says, she's like, I don't think they're gonna be as happy as we are, which was really cute.
Didn't have any second thoughts last night after meeting Jessica.
Then Amber asks Barnett, did you have any second thoughts about Jessica? Which, y'all, that is just, it's messy. I love that she did that, but it's messy. Barnett just like laughed it off. And then we go to a confessional. Amber, again, has the same feeling that Mark does. What was meant to be is meant to be, and what happened was fate. I just love how confident Amber is with herself and how secure she is in her relationship. Like, she's really not concerned about the other couple. She's not concerned about Barnett potentially having second thoughts with Jessica, and I love that. I wish more people in general were just as secure in their relationship relationships as she is. Amber says, I feel like deep down, it was never gonna work with anybody else. Even if he matched with anybody else, it wouldn't work the same way it works for us. This was fate. This is what it was meant to be. The next date we see is between Cameron and Lauren. They're about to take a helicopter plane ride, I'm guessing around Cancun. Netflix really has a budget for this show. They're giving them boats and helicopters. Damn.
So happy to be here with you.
I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else.
On the date, both Lauren and Cameron mentioned that the physical connection is crazy. It's off the charts. I'm sorry, y'all. I know a lot of you are Cameron and Lauren stans, but I'm really not seeing it. Like, they're very touchy-feely with one another, but I'm not seeing the passion that like Amber and Barnett have or that Damian and Giannina have. Like, I'm just not seeing it.
We can't like escape each other. And I just think it's cute for now.
Lauren says that they're completely saturated with one another and that she can't escape him. The way that Netflix filmed it, it seemed like she's over him, but I don't think that's the case. They've dated for like a week and now they're on a vacation together 24/7. If you're going from single to in a committed relationship with a fiance in like 12 days, and then on top of that, you're around each other 24/7, that's a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I do appreciate my personal space and my alone time. And I'm pretty sure she's not getting any of that right now. So that is a lot. Now we're on another date with Mark and Jessica. They're about to go horseback riding. I wouldn't want to go horseback riding for a date. I really wouldn't want to do something where I risk looking unattractive or looking stupid. I'm not trying to be out here looking like Tiffany Pollard on a horse.
A new experience for me.
At the end of the horseback riding, Mark and Jessica pull up to this picnic. It's so gorgeous. It's in the middle of the forest. They have this like kind of like mosquito net thing. They have like charcuterie board spread with fruit on the side. It's really romantic.
Things, and you wanted to find out really quickly.
Not much is happening here, but Jessica and Mark are talking. I feel like sometimes Jessica just says things because that's what Mark wants to hear. Does anyone else feel that way? Please let me know below in the comments. Next, we're on a date with Giannina and Damian. For their date, they're on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Giannina's bathing suit is so beautiful, it is so sexy, and she looks good. And I think Damian forgot his sunglasses, and he's laying out right now on the hood of the boat, and I'm sure he's in hell right now without his sunglasses. Damian says it's so nice to get away and to be away from home and like the social drama, and then Giannina is like, what drama? What's going on back home? And now this starts their first fight, or pseudo fight. Giannina asks Damian about the drama. She tries to get him to open up more, and Damian says, let's be in the moment, let's enjoy this vacation, we can worry about that later. For the most part, Giannina keeps prying into him. She wants to know more, she wants to know what's going on. Damian's trying to brush it off. I'm on team Damian for this one. Let's be real, when are you gonna get another Netflix paid vacation? Why would you want to ruin that with a fight? You guys are about to be back in the real world in like a few days, you can deal with it then. Now we're on a date with Kelly and Kenny. They're having a romantic dinner.
You know, it makes you nervous in general about living together.
Kenny asks Kelly what she thinks it'll be like living with one another, and Kenny asks if there's any quirks or anything he has that bothers her thus far. And then Kelly and Kenny continue to talk about what it'll be like to live with each other and then blend their lives together. I really like this because they're very mature and open and honest about it. It's so refreshing seeing them discuss this because I feel like a lot of couples do not have this conversation before blending their lives together. They just go ahead and blend their lives together and take a chance, but the fact that they're talking about it beforehand, it just seems so mature and so responsible of them. Now we're on another date with Lauren and Cameron. It's the nighttime and they're heading to the pool. They're having a nightcap with a few drinks.
People will always have opinions about something.
Be with who they love. It's really simple.
Off the bat, I cannot with Cameron's bathing suit. It's like an American flag bathing suit and it is so ugly. But on a brighter note, both Cameron and Lauren have really nice bodies. They clearly got the memo from Netflix that they are potentially going on a Mexican vacation and they wanted those bodies to be snatched before getting on camera. Lauren asks if Cameron has been in an interracial relationship before. Cameron has been in an interracial relationship before and he has experienced some adversity, but he says it's something that they're gonna have to deal with, but they love each other and they'll be able to work it out. But since this is new to Lauren and something she has not experienced before, Cameron is a bit worried with how she's gonna react to it and deal with it. Now we're on another date with Giannina and Damien. They're just relaxing on some sofas and having some drinks.
Something. And for you, that's easier. But me, I'm not.
And Damien opens up by saying, hopefully you're feeling better. Clearly he's mad, y'all. Giannina finally gets Damien to open up. He apologizes and says he's sorry for putting a wall up and explains that it's possible that when he gets home, he may not have a job anymore because he took so much time off to be on Love is Blind. Giannina initially is surprised by this answer, but she loves and appreciates the fact that he wants to make sure she's taken care of and that they can actually build their lives together. I feel for Damien because I would love to be on a reality show like this, but to be on a reality show, you have to take off like 2.5 months of work, like at minimum. And Damien definitely took that risk without knowing what's next. One thing that Damien does not realize is that after this show, he could become an Instagram influencer. But I get it. So this is the first season of Love is Blind, so I guess nobody really knew if this was gonna be a hit show or not, and definitely Damien doesn't know that. This show has definitely taken off and gotten the kids talking, so I'm sure he'll have the chance to be an Instagram influencer. So I love Giannina's response to this. Giannina basically says, if that job lets you go, it's their loss. Like, Giannina's approach to this is very much like, when we get back to the real world, we'll figure it out. I love you that much. So this show was filmed pre-COVID-19. So him not having a job, like if he loses his job, you can very much be like, oh, you'll get another one. Now that it's post-COVID-19, I'm wondering, do they still feel the same way? Now we're panning to the bar and it's Kelly, Kenny, Jessica and Mark, Barnett and Amber.
Okay, what is this, Dad? I also want to be kissed by you.
Off the jump, Amber starts getting a little more touchy-feely with Barnett, and I'm not mad at it. She's claiming her property. Like, literally, Barnett's ex is right there. Honestly, I don't know what woman wouldn't do that. Jessica pulls Kelly aside, and they go talk for a few minutes. I like the fact that Jessica is going to talk to Kelly because they're both waiting before they get physical with their partners, and I feel like Jessica definitely does need someone to talk to who's on that same page.
I adore him, but it's hard to not compare my feelings for Mark and where we're at with everyone else.
Kelly and Jessica are talking, and Jessica yet again compares herself to the other couples. Like, it is driving me crazy because she needs to stop doing this. Jessica says she's still having difficulty connecting the voice she heard in the pod to meeting him face to face. And honestly, I don't think Jessica is physically attracted to him. Cut and dry. Like, I don't think she's physically attracted to him. But for some reason, she won't say it.
Barnett and Mark would say that you were attracted to.
So messy. Kelly asks Jessica if she's more physically attracted to Mark or Barnett, and like, Kelly, you gotta know you're opening a can of worms with that question. Jessica says she thinks that Barnett doesn't know what he wants. Jessica is so concerned with them. Like, clearly Jessica is still torn up about the breakup with Barnett, and she has not moved on yet. Jessica keeps saying she feels a physical discomfort with Mark, and honestly, I just think she's not physically attracted to him because in contrast to Kelly and Kenny, like, they can't keep their hands off one another, and when it gets heated, they kind of just step away. But Jessica and Mark don't even have that. Now we're panning back to Jessica and Mark. It's the morning after the group date from last night, and the night before, Jessica tells Mark that it's not there for her physically, and she does not think she can get there physically. Mark is completely blindsided by this.
She's telling me about how she's feeling. She doesn't know if she...
Now, I really feel bad for Mark because Mark has clearly connected with her emotionally and he really feels something for her. And now Mark is crying and he's explaining how he keeps fighting and fighting for this. Honestly, Mark should just call it quits before he gets hurt even more. Like, Jessica has already hurt him multiple times, and I think she's gonna keep doing it. The longer Mark stays, the harder it's gonna be for him to break up with her. Now in this next scene, all the couples have met up and they're just hanging out at the pool. This is their last day in Mexico, and Lauren says she wishes she could stay in Mexico forever, and she's not excited to go back to the real world and have to plan a wedding in 20 days. Y'all, planning a wedding in 20 days sounds like absolute hell. I would probably just end it with my partner just because I would not want to plan a wedding in 20 days. Like, that's a lot. And I'm actually curious to know like how much Netflix is gonna help out with that.
You could tell, like, just from your voice, like, oh, she's an attractive person. It was like, oh, like, Cam is a lucky dude, literally. Like,
So when they're at the pool, Mark is talking to Lauren, and Mark says, I could tell by your voice that you were an attractive person. Do you think you can tell if someone's attractive or not just by their voice? Let me know below in the comments. Honestly, I kind of hate the sound of my voice, and since I started doing YouTube and your video editing, I'm hearing my voice all the time, and I'm like, damn, I probably don't sound that attractive.
I mean, I got really emotionally invested in that, and then I feel like you did too.
Barnett is now talking to Jessica, and Jessica admits to Barnett that physically it's not clicking and it's not there. And I'm like, girl, why are you telling this to Barnett? Now we're on another date between Damien and Giannina.
I figured we could have a romantic dinner and stargaze.
Damien got a telescope. Wait, is it a telescope? Damien got a telescope. They're doing a night of stargazing and a romantic dinner. That is so romantic. He is so adorable. Like, Damien just won 10 more points from me. And Damien doing this nice gesture after they hit that rocky point just makes it even better. I love this dress that Giannina is wearing. It looks like she's the dancing woman emoji.
I want you to be 1,000% open with me. That's all I've ever wanted.
Seeing you, meeting you.
Mark explains that in the pods, everything was going great, and now he's just feeling left confused. He asked Jessica what is the roadblock that's happening, and Jessica again keeps going back to how this is an experiment and how we're moving into the next part of the experiment. Again, she just cannot be in the moment with Mark. Then Jessica says, moving into the next part of the experiment, that she does not feel comfortable wearing a ring and meeting his family because she's just not at that point yet. But what I don't understand is, so why does Jessica keep going along with this? Like, why is she stringing him along? Why doesn't she just end it now? So Mark is really trying his damnedest to make this work with Jessica, but it's just not there for Jessica, and I really don't get why they're still moving forward with this. Like, neither of them is wanting to end it. That is the end of the episode and the end of my review. For the next episode, I think we're gonna get a chance to see them go back to the real world, and I cannot wait. If you enjoyed my review, please pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and click that notification bell. And I will see you all next time on the Love is Blind review, episode 6.